The Carl R. Woese Institute for Genomic Biology, or IGB, is a cutting-edge, multidisciplinary research facility at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, dedicated to pioneering advances in the life sciences. Genomics defines life. How do we describe genomics and the genome to the public? The IGB embraces the concept of where science meets society and works with the community to raise awareness of science and encourage interaction with the researchers.
So here's another analogy for you. Imagine that I've got a radio. Okay, so here's my radio in front of me with a circuit board with the transistors and resistors and capacitors and inductant coils and the antenna and so on. And it's working and I can listen to the radio and everything is just great. And I reach in and I pull out this capacitor and I pull it out and the radio stops working. So then I say, aha, this is the capacitor is the essential ingredient that makes this radio work. But that's not true. Everything, you could take out every other thing and it also wouldn't work. So there's no such thing. You have to think of everything living as being collective and not reductionistic.
There was some concern that African American women would not be interested in genomic research. And so we weren't sure as we went into the community and talked about the research if people would even agree to be involved, or if they did, would they agree to give us samples of their blood. And so we were nicely, pleasantly surprised when the women were interested in it. And part of the reason they were interested in it is because they felt what stress was doing to their bodies.
So in the class that I teach called Plants and Global Change on campus, this is the first semester that when I asked the classroom to raise their hand if they had a negative opinion about GMOs, nobody raised their hand. And I asked them to raise their hand if they had a neutral opinion about GMOs, and nobody raised their hand. And then I said, well, who has a positive opinion? And everybody raised their hand. And I've never taught a class where everybody has a positive opinion about GMOs.
We had 12 participants fly in, and 6 to 7 advisors also fly in from all throughout North America.
The field of genomics touches all disciplines. The IGB's multidisciplinary structure embraces that diversity.
And I think one of the wonderful things about our institute is that rather than me sitting next to another developmental biologist, I'm sitting next to a computer scientist and an engineer.
And iGEM was really attractive because it was an entirely student-led research competition.
We worked together in a team of 7 students, and we actually competed at MIT in the World Championship.
I'm Melissa. I'm a microbial ecologist here in the biocomplexity team at IGB. I like the freedom to do whatever kind of research I want, and so I have a diverse area of research, so I get to choose the project I work on instead of working with just one PI on one project.
We educate our community through outreach activities such as Genome Day, aimed at young minds and presented bilingually, or a summer camp called Pollen Power for middle school girls.
I'm the president of SAGNAS, which is the Society for the Advancement of Chicanos, Hispanic, and Native Americans in Science. And today we'll be here helping out Genome Day, and we think that it's an excellent opportunity to have all our members help out and translate.
El Día del Genoma!
The climate has been very hot compared to the last 85 years. This causes more pollen in the air.
Good morning, Earth. This is Vera for Newscast 5, and it's 55 million years from the 21st century.
We've even used some unique avenues to engage with the public. By writing a song for NIH Director Francis Collins to perform.
We get by with the common fund as our friend. Wanna try, we know our work will transcend. We aim high and set the world on the mend.
And appealing to popular television entertainers, such as Stephen Colbert, to help explain our science.
My first shout out goes to biology professor Gene E. Robinson. So you can imagine my delight when Professor Robinson sent me a letter along with this jar of the good stuff. Straight from the lab at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.